Butter fried chicken with shallots, capers, and lemon, a simple, easy, weeknight family dish that is gonna become a favorite of yours forever. The first thing that I wanna do is set up my dredging station for butter fried chicken. So I'm gonna put my flour here. I'm gonna take a healthy amount of salt and add a healthy amount of mixed peppercorns. This is green peppercorns, white peppercorns, black peppercorns, and pink peppercorns. Take my whisk, and now I have heavily seasoned flour. Next thing I want to do is I want to break and beat my eggs because I want to do flour, egg, and breadcrumb. You can tell I did some time as a short order cook. Those. And then I'm going to take my plain breadcrumbs. I don't buy seasoned ones because I like to do seasonings on my own, and this is basil and oregano, cayenne, and Parmesan cheese. And I'm going to whisk that together. So I have a really well-seasoned breadcrumb. Set that aside. Next thing I'm going to do, turn on my stove and get a medium heat on my pan, and I'm gonna put a whole mess of butter in there. And then it's time to deal with our chicken. And all I wanna do is cut these into 2 pieces. Take my meat mallet, and I just tap the fat end so these become a little more uniformed. And then I set up my dredging station, flour, egg, breadcrumb. This dish has all of the crispy elements that we love with chicken fingers, homemade chicken fingers, with the lemon, brown butter, shallot, caper awesomeness of a classic piccata style cutlet, fried instead of sauteed. Our butter is melted, it's gonna start to foam, and when it starts to bubble and get really hot, before it turns brown, I start frying my chicken in it. Those first bubbles there are the water that's present in all butter actually disappearing. Once the water is gone, the butter will start browning, right? Because you can't brown in the presence of moisture. So once it's starting to foam like that, I know that I'm hot enough to start frying. While that is frying, I'm gonna cut my lemon slices. I'm doing thin slices because I'm gonna put 4 or 5 of these into the sauce with the capers and the shallots. And with the rest of this, I'm gonna juice it. And the reason that I do that is I want 3 or 4 tablespoons of juice to cut through that fat at the end when I make my sauce. Now the butter is browning, and I want to flip these once my first side has started to brown. And the way that I can tell is when the edges start to turn color. I love the sort of pan charring of the cheese and the breadcrumb in that brown butter. And these just take, I don't know, 3 minutes aside, maybe 8 minutes total, depending on how thick you're cutting these. I have all this gorgeous brown butter in there, shallot, rinsed capers, lemon slices, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, I want that to fry together and start to come together in terms of flavors, so that we don't have separate flavors, that we have one flavor in there. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is season with fresh lemon juice. And the reason is, when you cook acids like lemon juice or vinegar, they decrease in potency over the length of time. So those lemon slices in there are actually getting the fried treatment and getting a little bit sweet. And at the last minute, a little fresh squeezed lemon, just the juice. And then what I want to do, because it's so pretty and I actually eat the lemon with this, is I put my lemon slices on there, and then tilting my pan, because I want all of those solids, I drizzle this around the chicken. That is butter fried chicken with lemon capers and shallots. You can platter this dish and let people pass it around, helping themselves to the sauce with a spoon. It's just so good. If you love that crispy, butter-soaked breadcrumb awesomeness, and you love chicken and lemon and the flavors of caper and shallots and what they do in combination together with this kind of dish, it's just absolutely breathtaking.